here in Wales. We've been riding for 2 days with this bunch here and some of the greatest adventure bikes yet built. We've got the new Honda Africa Twin, we've got the Triumph Tiger 800 XRT, the KTM Adventure 1050, and of course the king of them all, the BMW R1200GS. So first of all, the Africa Twin's the bike we've been waiting for to do this test. What do you think about that?
Oh, I love it. I think it's terrific. It's a great all-round package. The engine's really strong. It's very sensitive to the throttle as well, and it makes it a real joy to ride on the roads. I'm a big fan already.
Don't you think it's a bit bland?
Not at all. No. I was kind of expecting that, but actually having ridden it for all the time that we have done.
I mean, look, the Honda can be a bit bland, but it just works. Everything works really well. I really like it.
It's really sort of integrated, isn't it? It's really cohesive as a whole bike.
Completely.
I like the little touches on it. It sounds silly, but the blue bar ends, the gold bar. I quite like the fact they've thought about it. The engine case is sort of magnesium colour. It's nice touches.
And the gold nods to the old Africa Twin as well, which I really like.
The engine sound, the exhaust note is not Honda. That is really surprising. Proper rorty. Love it, yeah.
There's elements of that bike as well that perhaps we don't necessarily look at instantly, but the riding position, even things like the wind protection, it's just, we almost take it for granted.
It just
works.
Really good.
Yeah, but it is an off-road focus, and I'm more of a road rider, and I've no interest in going off-road. Little things on that I kind of want to see. I want to see integrated heated grips. It doesn't have that, which is a real shame. Yeah. I kind of want the screen to be adjustable as well. There's things that, as a road rider, I want on it, but it's put its focus more towards the off-road, it seems.
Are you going to buy this bike and go to the desert, or do you just want to look?
Or are you going to ride Skegness?
Yeah.
On that kind of adventure.
But I'm the skeggy rider, which is why I kind of like the GS. I mean, it's heavier, it's more expensive, but it's got all the bits I want for road use. I mean, the weight of it, the extra bit of weight helps it because it feels more secure. I don't know, you get that for, it's more of a road bike. It feels like a road bike, it corners like a road bike. It hasn't got the feeling you get on the 19-inch front wheels. A bit skinny, you haven't quite got security.
Sure.
The semi-active suspension makes a massive difference. You've got variable fuel modes. Got all these things you get on a GS that makes it such a good practical bike. Massive tank range, extra grunt, 2 up, loads of grunt.
14 or so grand though in that spec that we've got compared to what, 10ish for the Africa Twin. That's 4,000 quid.
That is a lot of
money in anyone's wallet. So look, the BM is the king of all of them. I've ran loads of them as long-termers in the past on different titles and stuff. I absolutely love them. For me, it is starting to feel a bit kind of, again, like it needs, there's got to be a new one coming. It feels a bit old, it feels a bit clunky, it feels a bit heavy, but I still absolutely adore it. You know, you can't go wrong with it.
It's a known quantity. You get on and you go, I know we're here, it's a GS, let's just go.
It's definitely got that premium feel about it.
It's done well. Those BMW bits do cost extra, but they're done so well, they just work. They're all intuitive, they all does things what you want, where you want. The ESA is brilliant, all that sort of stuff. And you could say the Tiger's got a lot of those sort of things as well. But I find it annoying because they don't work quite as well. The switch gear isn't as intuitive, the heated grips you can't tell if they're on or off, those sorts of things. The Triumph is actually an interesting proposition. It's sort of the 3/4 size adventure bike of this bunch. It's a little bit smaller all round, sort of like 15% smaller. And that makes it easy to get on with, a little bit more nimble. Generally speaking, handles better, sharper, a bit more of a street bike. The chassis on the whole is pretty good too. It looks good, it's good value really, considering what you get. You've got loads of sort of GS style toys on it. I mean, the base bike's brilliant, that engine's lovely, the chassis is essentially lovely, but they're just sort of adding bits to it without
they've
blending it well. For me, and for some of the other guys on this test, there are quite a few niggles, there are quite a few irritating things. It's not really an off-road bike either. The Honda will surely destroy it off-road.
I'm a big fan of the Tiger. I actually told my dad to go and buy one, there we go. But they're starting to, I think it's starting to feel a bit old, and I know it was only updated last year, but it feels a bit old in this class. And sure, it's an 800, the others are 1,000 or 1,200, etc. And it can run in this class, but it just feels like it needs to be next generation now. They need to be looking at the next one.
You guys aren't a fan of the KTM,
Well, I have one word for the KTM, and it's uncomfortable. as strong as that engine might be, it's just I can't go far on it before wanting to get off again.
I mean, for me, I'm a bit hot and cold with KTM. So this one is a sports bike of the bunch for me because it's got that punchy engine. It's got the sharper, arguably, handling than some of them. It's very tight, very pure, very minimal. but you also question sort of it's all lacking stuff in a way as well. It's a bit, you could bare minimum, you know, it's the same sort of price as the Africa Twin, but it doesn't seem as finished, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem as posh, doesn't have as many nice bits, you know.
Yeah, I agree. In lots of ways, it's probably the most direct rival to the Africa Twin. I think it is pretty much in terms of price. It is on terms of power. I think they're pretty much bang on in terms of power.
exactly.
But for me, it feels like it's not quite finished. You know, it vibrates a bit like a road drill. You go to rev it and you think, oh, this is nice mid-range, but then actually you hit rev limiter 8,500 or so.
But I kind of liked its handling because it's a slightly different prospect to the other ones. I liked the front end. I preferred on the KTM because it's got a different width tyre. And again, talking road riding side, I preferred that feel on definitely to the Tiger. The Tiger's front end didn't feel right at all. I preferred the feel of the KTM. But then it got off the Africa Twin and got on the KTM, and then I noticed the seat was really uncomfy.
Yeah.
The pegs seemed quite high as well. And I've been really enjoying it up until that point. But then when I got off another one, I went, oh, actually,
And that's the great thing with doing a grid test
Yeah.
like this. We can jump from one to the other, which most people aren't fortunate enough to do, I suppose. Okay, so look, we've had a couple of days on these bikes. We've done over 300 miles so far. We've got about 160 mile ride home. Phil, what are you going to take?
Oh, for that ride, the GS any day of the week. But I'm really impressed with the Africa Twin as well. But they're just different sorts of bikes. The Africa Twin I'd take to Mogadishu. The GS is a Chelsea tractor. It's got loads of stuff on it. Great.
Yeah, Michael?
Yeah, same sort of thing. I think for this kind of motorway ride with the heated grips and the cruise control, it's got to be the GS. But actually, long term, I'd love to have that Africa Twin.
What are you thinking, John?
I'm saying I'm fighting for the GS just because I'm looking at it thinking I want to be practical. I can put a bag on the back. I can do all that stuff. And if it does start to rain, I just think just GS for the journey home.
So for me, I love the GS. I think as a motorway bike, it's probably the best one here. In lots of ways, it's the best one here. Can't get over the fact that in that spec we've got it, and even as standard, it's about £1,800 more than the Africa Twin. So I'm going to take the keys to the Africa Twin.
Skinflint.